What kind of nut job would burn half a tank of gas just to go out in the middle of the field and shoot at paper at 54 yards? I'm that guy. I'm Randy Wigman. These are Salt Creek triple curl loads. It's number 7 tungsten super shot, 1 ounce. The holes are clear, so you can see exactly what's in there. 1 ounce tungsten super shot number 7, and according to the box, they are blazingly fast, 1,600 feet per second. My understanding of the reason for the higher velocity is simply an availability of propellant. So you have to use the propellant that gives you high enough pressure for a clean burn. I'm talking about the entire pressure curve, which generally would be around 10,000 or so. You dip down to 6,000, 7,000, you're not going to get a good burn, you're not going to get a consistent load. So consistency is important in Salt Creek, and that's why we're at 1,600, although if I had my druthers, which I rarely do, 1,300, 1,400 feet per second would be just fine, because the magic is in the super high density 18 grams per cubic centimeter shot. So this is number 7. We've got a target set up at 54 yards. So most people would consider that a pretty good poke on a wild pheasant. And I have no idea what type of pattern we're going to get. What I'm using is a 12 gauge Impala Plus with a True Lock Precision Hunter Modified. I'm anticipating a little bit of recoil because of the high velocity, not because of the payload. So I'm going to slip on my old Limb Saver shirt. It's really too bad. I don't think they make these anymore, but you do get a nice little bit of the Navcom material here. So it's really designed as an upland hunting shirt. But if you're shooting off bag and cradle, it takes the edge off of recoil. So that's exactly why I'm putting it on. It's not to keep warm, that's for sure. So let's see what happens. That load talks to you just a little bit. Let me go grab the paper. I don't like the density out at that range with number 7, although it would be a terrific goose load, much bigger target with a goose. So here we're going to bring it in to 42 yards and see if there's a difference. That makes a big difference. So this is an excellent pattern. Excellent killing pattern at 42 yards. The amazing thing about tungsten super shot, it's really hard to get your head wrapped around it. But tungsten super shot number 7 is closer to lead number 2, ballistically, rather than anything else. So the beauty of using a larger shot in the tungsten super shot category, number 7s, as opposed to, let's say, 9s, is that the pellets just blow right through the bird. And larger pellets do a better job breaking legs as well. So this load Salt Creek 1 ounce number 7. It's certainly an extremely impressive 45-yard load, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's a very good distribution, and even a going away pheasant, nothing is going to escape unscathed here. So, and of course, I'm just using the modified choke, a TrueLock Precision Hunter modified. We can use more constriction. You can certainly go improved modified or so with the same choke. The TrueLocks are tungsten approved, at least through improved modified. Probably a little more constriction with smaller diameter shot, because in lead world, number 7 just isn't very big. So, want dead in the air pheasants, out to 45 yards. This is an excellent load, no question. If you want more pattern density, depends what you want to do, impress the pheasant or impress us. Obviously, a denser pattern is more impressive to humans, but you're going to get more pellets with 1 ounce of number 7.5, or certainly number 8 tungsten super shot. So I haven't tried any 7.5. I'm looking forward to it, but this is something I certainly would absolutely hunt with for wild pheasants in Illinois. So I said 45 yards, maybe a little bit better, depending how much constriction you want to add. But I like it. And the amazing thing is that, yeah, at that range, this is giant Canadian geese dead in the air as well. I've got a huge target, huge kill zone comparatively on a goose, as opposed to a going away pheasant that shows you only tail feathers, which is just gives you the little fist size target. So that's where we're at right now with Salt Creek. Excellent load. Most people would probably be more satisfied with number 8 or number 7.5 in 1 ounce. I mean, I can tell you that number 8 is really, really an impressive load. And even number 8 tungsten super shot, you're talking about the equivalent of lead number 3s approximately. I'll put up some of the ballistics, but it's just it's a shocker that a number 8 pellet can outperform number 4 lead. But that's what it does. So is it expensive? You bet it is. It's expensive performance. It's terrific performance, but it's certainly going to cost more than bismuth. No question about it. Now, wild pheasant hunting here in Illinois is 2 roosters a day. It's not at all high volume shooting, so really ammo cost is not that big of a factor. For those that are feeling a bit unflushed, a little more frugal, whether it's an over and under or an auto load or whatever, you can front load with bismuth number 4s, say 1.25 ounces of bismuth number 4s. Front load in your second shot would be tungsten. So that's one way to cut down the cost of shooting, because you have some days where you don't shoot any tungsten at all if they get up close. But it's unpredictable. Here, even opening day, they can hit the air at 35, 40 yards. The smart ones, they hear a door click and you'll never get a shot at them. They're hitting the air at 100 yards out. So you really never know what you're going to get. That's what makes pheasant hunting interesting. Sometimes they hold, sometimes they're very wary, and anything that they hear, if you look at a pheasant's ears, take a good close look. They're huge. So they can hear you coming a long, long ways away. And there's nothing natural about a couple guys and a couple dogs and a couple guns walking upright through a field. So it's not natural, and just intuition. If it's not natural, smart pheasants, they skedaddle. So that's a quick look, again, at Salt Creek, this time 1 ounce number 7. So give them a try. Like I said, if I was to make a general recommendation, I'd probably start out with number 8 for most conditions, but I'm anxious to see what 7.5 does, because 7.5, if this is a 45-yard load, number 7.5 I think would get me well past 52 yards, just because of the increased pellet count. And it's hard to get more pellets in your pattern than the pellets that come out of the muzzle in the first place. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by.